OK， 早上7点，最近都是早上7点的时候要录真的是很辛苦啊，跟主角一样的时间起来，收集空瓶拿去奥弗利多卖啊。这一集要告诉他就是这个状况，楼上有个东西可以点，先增加一点经验值。30%主角抽序。
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
他讲好像需要 teaching.
A novelty dice maker?
骰子工
Well,
匠。
spit it out. Why does she need the dice?
绵羊的锣
Some
鼓。
kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
我感觉过他的光环，他不是诅咒的最没祸首。
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is
厄
the
运的
source
源
of
头
the
是什
doom?
么？厄运的源
How
头
did
就
she
是你
explain
啊！
the curse?
Before you say anything, ask yourself, is the narrative she's built herself? It does need tearing down.
逻辑思维，
She's
他需
squeezing
要
the pendant too tight. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To
哇
hell with it.
哇，我的所有的技能这时候都在跑出来，看来我已经很高等了。
You've come this far, you know how to end it. There is an entity behind the entity.
故弄玄虚。哦，这要怎么？这个他自己编造的故事确实需要拆除。让他见鬼去，这很坏的感觉，好像我就不应该撒谎了。这个存在背后还会有另一个存在，你已经走了这么远，你知道如何结束一切。好，内陆帝国说了算。还有一个更恶毒的存在。
Yes.
A great dark relief washes over her.
哇，通情达理，看来我是个好人啊。
I've heard of these triactors. In certain occult literature, that's too dark to dwell on for too long. I understand everything, sir.
哦
Thank you
，70
for your
经验
descending
值。
into the maelstrom. May the Lord be with you.
Well, this has been absolutely educating.
Yes, the venture continues.
更黑暗
Should
的
we get
水
out of
域。
here before the vortex collapses?
可以升级了，又可以继续升级我们的循循善诱了。哦，这有这么多。现实的荒原，加姆罗克式翻箱倒柜。地下同性恋组织。好，来个地下同性恋组织吧。
Hi, Ace Detective.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks.
来自
featuring
赫
an
姆
extremely
达尔的
muscular,
男人与魔性之
sword-wielding
女，
barbarian.
这些书都不行，这些书看起来都好鸟。
A small mountain of colorful board
哦
game，
有
boxes.
桌游哎，
There are numerous types of games for all ages.
跟威勒尔
and
有
endless
关的
variety
商
of
品，
source books.
精灵纲要
Lord,
第
there's
2版。
also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art. The Hunters of Catawak, Boreal Creature.
有什么
There's a
特别
box
吸引我的
that
目
says
光？
We're out.
哦，
Third
幻想
edition
冒险
Mega
桌
Setting
游，
supplements
干它
module.
超贵
That。price is steep, but then it's the third edition. Nonsense for anemic Dinoclads.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition.
强盗贵族
Quite
看起来很好
intense
玩。
after a while. We have
Who are you going to play board games with?
你有
Do
朋
you
友
have
或者
friends
家人吗
or？ family? Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
friends are technically like family.
朋友就像家人
Playing
一
with
样。
friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building
文
game
明
where you
建
build
设
a
游戏。
civilization. Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are... I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals.
Shelves filled to the... Shelves full of biographies of fame. Browsing through all the books, suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye.
全速
It
恋爱
reads,
雅各
High
哦
Speed Love, the
blah
tragic
blah
true
blah.
love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Della. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tournay
哦，这
racers
世界上还有
in
赛车
history.
手。
Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star.
注
He's
射股，
famous for
我
shooting
觉得
morphine
我
into
觉得那
one
个
of
死
his
谁之味要
eyeballs
出来
and
了。
cocaine. Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fix.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them...
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time.
我选一本书不行哦，这么那个。
Several the maps look old and faded. Your eye, this large ozone in the northeast radiating outwards from you. You can lost the ocean connections you have lit. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. This bookstore is not strictly about
Come, sir, please. No, I can't have you
那
end
种
up
智慧可不
opening
是
a police store
免
next
费
door
的。
and stealing my customers. Oh no.
好，你一
shelves
个
full
书
of
店还摆
biographies
不能看的
of
书，
famous people, whoever they are.
A true cultural touchstone.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow. You can do it. It'll be worth it. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No.
啊
Oh well.
我什么都还没看，
It's
他就要
quiz
随堂
time.
小考我。
Let's see what
好
you've learned.
当然
That's the spirit.
来吧，
Here we
谁
go.
是第一任无罪之
Question
王
Dolores Day.
？Dolores Day。
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence
哦，
of
对哦，他不是，
humanism,
因为
internationalism, and
我
the
们在看
welfare
那个玻璃
state.
的时候
She
就有。
codified. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And steer clear of this one. There's something, a strange sensation of loss. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocent?
Sola.
Incorrect. Sola was anointed. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left
他
during
是一
the
名
turn
城
of the
市
century
规划师。
revolutions. Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed
哇，一
as
嘴
such
能流
and
出
called
融
him
化黄金
Pius.
的年轻男
He's
子。
depicted as a young man with molten gold
他发明
pouring
了
out
神
as
明
the first innocence. He
他比神
declared
明还伟
question
大
two.
吧？
Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody. An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world. A literal personification of, I can do better. Okay, so commonly an innocence does not enforce his
该不会我会成为
or
无
her
罪之王吧
power through military power. This is seen, damn.
？Damn,
Right, Dolores.
Dolores，坚韧不拔。
Incorrect again. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful, even though the words most associated
他
please
其实没有爱怜悯自律啊，他搞一个战争呢、莫西纳，
incorrect.
干我
Vespa Messina is not a person, but a defunct state
论
on
选择
the
题，
southeastern coast
我
of
应该
the
算是蛮会写
Occident.
选择题
It
的，
used
但
to
是
take up most of the peninsula before separating into the republics of Vespa and Messina. Care to try again?
连续2次把这个3选1的题目放到最后才选对，那我是真的蛮厉害。
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom, and this Franco-Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and
佛朗
bourgeoisie
哥尼
by
格罗
building
听起
a
来很
unified
社会主
society
义
in
哦。
which every question 3: Who was the false innocence? Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party. During the time of the Pericarnacian, there seems to be a mix-up with the... At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful.
德罗利斯
Stop thinking it. I
干
said it
坚韧
wasn't
不拔，
her.
直接阻止我。
She was true. Correct. There have been a number
我
of
终于
counter
选对
or
了。
false innocences. Some assumed to have innocentic qualities. Some who just thought so themselves. The most famous and important of these was
艾尔诺
Eleanor
帕斯
Pasternak.
杰
He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan
他沉
the
迷于搞独
Despicable.
裁。
Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence?
德罗利斯代
The Mesk might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing a D. Not
D.
particularly remarkable, but technically you would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
稍微少提。和尚书，我读完连个经验值都没有，这本书也太他妈废物了。现在要干嘛？又不知道要干嘛了。烈酒不休。
An old monument. You see a set of tire tracks in the...
到底为什么这个熊熊冰箱，我看尸体看那么多次都没办法干嘛？
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back late.
A few bricks have fallen off.
Mm. 冰淇淋制造机可以尝试。
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Something close to you.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his breath. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it.
铁锹的力量不够。
This orange machine is dead still. It has a.
这几率太低了吧？干，我怎么一堆加10随之味的装备？哼，我看起来外衣没边就蛮那个的啊。
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it, the ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You see the pry bars.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it. But this ice cream, I have no idea, officer. This ice cream.
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool.
你迟早会遇到一些更强大的
Then
工
we
具
will。know what's in this mysterious.
干，你的铁锹好烂。
Only the red cable is plugged in. Somewhere, a machine hums along.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? Again.
Good one, Titus.
About again? Seriously, man. Fine. Fire away. Relationship? There was no fucking relationship.
Something is off here. His
他的
anger
愤怒
is-
是因为占有
It
欲。
was like that karaoke incident all over again.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
我觉得我认识他。
Not the way I...
Okay, this turned out better than expected.
你跟他是什么关系？
How well
哎呦，
do you?
他占有他。
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth.
Well enough, Copper. We party.
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
所以他不是本地人咯。
Nah, our.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just. Shut up, Angie. She.
Titus gives them both. What's with all the silences?
怎么都不说
It's
话
like
啊
these guys don't know how to feel.
哦
And
哟
what was up
继续
with
挑
them
刺
partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
What do you think I meant?
局促的笑。
Yeah, tons of it. All the song. No, we just fucked.
只是上床而已，
That's
他
all.
不就很亲密？
I'm not gonna give you.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of.
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right, 2 weeks maybe.
Here you go, boss.
Yeah.
这样有经验值吗？没有。好难玩哦，这游戏。
I've got nothing to.
The man pondered. You see a heavy steel. The door does not. The door. The old cobalt paint, rough on the finger.
哦。
Hey, was there something you... Hi again, Gendarme. Bye-bye, Gendarme.
The trash containers. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
现在就是各种四处探索的垃圾时间。
You see, you've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. The methodology, no. Searching for evidence. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are not much to see here anymore. There's nothing more of interest in this sludge of peels and meat. The container sounds a muffled gong.
为什么我没办法？为什么它有个垃圾箱的工作，但是我没有办法用？
What do you see?
哦，到底还能做些什么呢？
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions.
砂岩上了一些缺口。
There? Those are old. Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective.
哎呦， 那我去把他爸叫醒。
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my... I ain't no...
Actually,
We weren't put on this earth...
哦，我是臭皮抠啊，半个小时了，似乎什么都没推进，好想赶快找，好想赶快找人拿那个骰子。但拿了骰子能干嘛？玩桌游吗？
The aging alcoholic is still there, breathing. The air in the room is stale.
well,
The lieutenant's right. There's still plenty to be scared of here. Just not what you thought.
no, it really doesn't. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon.
A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty, and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake.
Look, he's trying to communicate. I'm afraid it is.
And look, a groan rises from the man.
What is there to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side. We could take him to Remedy or Saint-Baptiste, but they don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides,
这个
he'll
人
be dead in a few.
试
The
图
pile
自
of
杀吗？
blankets grunts miserably.
五感发达，先来个五感发达。每一次在选这个选项之前，一定要来先把这个趴数冲高。真的假的啦？没有任何一个五感发达的装备，还是都穿在身上？就这个。
The aging alcoholic is still there. The man groans once again. And then it dawns upon you. Pigs. He's trying to call you pigs. His hand falls back on the...
At least he got to say his piece.
靠背，耗了这么久，然后他就是为了跟我讲个屁。漂亮女生照片。
This door is made of no one.
Let's go. There's nothing.
No one.
Let's go.
装备一下塑胶袋。捡垃圾喽，捡垃圾。啊，过不去。哇，好难哦！我们地毯式搜索好了，也把上面都搜索完，然后 把人物几乎都对话过之后再来想。
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
标新立异。
My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is all of
What world?
What world？
the camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
你看见
Great
什么
bodies？ of water. Forest-covered... There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century.
那个昵称是什么？
Elysium.
这个世界的确需要这样一个昵称。
They're those. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists. Oh, you want a
你想要这个世界的一张相片？
There is no great things are
伟大的
difficult
事
to
情是
achieve.
很难实现的。
For now, we're viewing the world from the inside. So we used to think it was a sphere.
我
But
们以
that
为
is
它是一
beginning
个
to look
球
less
体。
and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from
ORG, Occident Revichol-Grad.
ORG 国家自从30年代起，
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three, yes. Pale covers 72% of the
灰域
surface. There are grey flares and
A cold fear seeps into you.
灰
they
域
say there is a rarefied envelope
黑暗
of
圆
matter
环包裹着
surrounding
一
the
种物质
darkened。 disk of our planet. That is, I am sorry, dear.
很抱歉，亲爱的，
It
急
must
性脑
sound
病
quite
症听起来
terrifying
的确
through
很
the acute
吓
encephalopathy.
人。
But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut. You have misimagined it. It's like the crowning of the world.
很疯狂，很
It's
迪斯克
insane.。Very disco. You'd love it.
You love it。
See? Everyone finds something.
The cold seeps into you. Suddenly, you're conscious
你
of
强烈
yourself
的意识
standing
到自己
there.
正站在那里。
The lieutenant observes you both silently. He adjusts his glasses.
The pale is not.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement.
His voice is low.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer.
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics.
哈？哦，
do
新
you
任
want to
务
know?，
他不在的时候再跟他聊。
Anything.
But she wants. You could sneak back later when he's not around, unless you can convince him to step aside.
说服他回避。哦哟，
Good idea. Just ask him.
Fine.
See?
谢谢哦。
Are you sure you're sure? Okay. The
灰
pale
域是
is the
世
most
界上
dominant
最显
geological
性的地
feature
理特
of the
征。
world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas.
洲是什么？
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the pale.
所以现在这个世界观里面，那个每个州都被一个灰域分开来，然后他
We
们
used
只
to
发
believe
现
there
了
was
7
only
个州
one.。In the last 4... Windy, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this is an oceanic isla.
由水组成的州，所以不同的州还有可能由
Moindi is
沙
the
漠组成。
largest. Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not light. No, Detective. We're safe. It begins
北
there.
部6000公里以外的地方超远。
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up
距
in
离
your stomach.
世界尽头6000公里。
Yes. That is enough. An uproar of matter, darling.
深
Rising
入
into
灰
the
域
pale.
翻滚，
Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The
蒙
area
狼
of
门
transition
狼崩
between the
溃区
world. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an
这
opportunistic
听起来像是某种病毒
microorganism.
墙壁。
The most disco thing you will ever...
You hear your pulse rise. The air feels caustic.
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. The further into pale you travel, The steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers
如果我们被
stop
灰域包
working.
围，你怎么在周
No
之
one
间
has
来
yet-？
对啊，
Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds. Hardware operate.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern
压缩
times,
它
we
的
can
界
even
限。
compress its latitude, but it is
还
still
用瞬间
hard
移
for
动吗？
humans to navigate the Pale without getting extensively. Some say the damage stems from
感官
extreme
剥夺。
sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow... They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but it feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
人的思想变得被过去过度辐射。
It's more for her.
对于他来说更多。你不是普通旅客，对啊，我刚刚就想问他，啊，问他不用那个吗？
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class.
我能
I'm
保持
cleared
清醒。
and trained for 22 days.
Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well.
货车司机会穿越过灰域吗？
Yes. Carried in the hulls of airships.
You should ask the plow driver. That poor woman must have stories to tell, like you wouldn't imagine.
你被过度辐射了吗
Up to my gills, officer.？
哦，深入肺腑哎！
An acidic smile on her lips. It's getting worse every year.
Entreprenetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. There are signs of pre-modern
超现
crossings.
代穿越的迹
Successful
象是存
navigation
在
of the
的。
Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but in nothing. We remain
Nothing.
powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leaves
劲风舰
hybrid airships
混
detected.
合动力飞艇
Conventional， rotors
它这个
or
完全
jet
不像飞艇
engines。no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. Then they don't.
他们就出不来哇！那你很强哎。
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter. What do you think, Detective?
灰域跟现实的比重是2:1，灰域比物质更多。这是一个黑洞吗？物质过大，然后会把人吸进去的地方吗？灰洞。
Precisely. One of the
灰域为
few
数
measurable effects of the Pale. An intuitive conclusion of that
这是像一
development
个
is
世界里
that
面有一
one
个
day
漩
the
涡，它一直
Pale
扩
will
大。
cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
吓到。
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, I
这
suggest
应该会有
you
个
do
宗
the
教
same.
啊，相信灰域的宗教。
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
One and all. They say Pale is death.
Why should we just leave and leave?
Yes, sweet. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
有时候我会感觉到一个过去的模糊阴影。
Then tell me, what do
你
you
怎么看
think
待灰域？
of the Pale?
“我觉得它很可怕、啊。
Your ailing constitution.
You really didn't know. This does not
这对调
spell
查
good
来
for
说
the
不是什么好
investigation,
事。
Detective. If you don't know even this, then
是的，我遇到了一场大麻
your
烦。
colleague, Lieutenant Kisaragi, is competent. I checked up on him.
Some of that
谢谢。
assurance is meant for herself, as much as
Even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
Good luck, Detective.
谢啦。 所以我们应该去找那个灰色司机聊聊。为什么感觉我的镜子没有那么多了？好，我想今天就先玩到这里，下次再找那个司机聊聊，拜拜。